Blueforce gear shot 2011, the Nutnfancy booth review. We're here with Steven, going to cover some of their gear. They got a lot of lightweight stuff, specifically their 10-speed magazine pouches. I love. Steven, what's up?
Hey, Nutnfancy, how you doing, man?
Thanks for coming and showing us what's new with Blueforce, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Right on, brother. What you got?
This is our newest sling configuration. It's still in the prototype phase, but what we've done here is we've created a emergency release swivel. Instead of a push button, it's a pull button.
Okay, cool.
And while developing it, what we realized was, well, hey, you're just one step away from being able to go from 1 point to 2 point.
That's pretty sick. Come over here in the light, brother. That way we can see it better. Lighting at shot is always my nemesis. There you go. Nice.
So you can see we added a socket to one of our UWLs, and then just a socket rail mount at the front. This is obviously on the SCAR weapons platform. It works equally well on an M4 or anything. It basically just has the 2 socket connections.
Okay, and that's a padded sling on the top there.
Yeah, this is our standard padded sling, our AA padded.
ATAC camo pattern on that one?
Also, yeah, new for this year that we've continued over from last year's the ATAC pattern.
Cool.
They've finally got some uniforms available through Proper, and so we're going to further support that line with nylon slings.
I've been seeing a lot of ATAC. It's kind of the camo pattern of SHOT 2011.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of new companies are supporting the pattern, and some other manufacturers and suppliers are going to start offering the pattern.
Cool. Right on. How about this pack right here? Is there anything special about it?
This is our Overlord pack. I don't know if
I want to throw it down on the floor, Steven.
Yeah, sure.
That way we got maximum lighting. And yep, my camera still will do a bad job. Sorry. Here you go.
So what's unique about our packs, specifically other than the design and the weight, is
I love the panel right here that you can jam crap into.
Yeah, so you can stow a helmet, jacket,
Absolutely.
whatever. It's also lined on the back with loops, so it works with all of our accessory pouches that we offer for our denied area pattern line.
Okay.
You know, admin pouches, ammo pouches, all those kinds of things.
Sweet.
Same thing with the interior of the pack, lined with the same loop Velcro, so that you can customize, configure however you want to.
Yeah, throw in whatever pouches you want. Maybe a downside, you're going to get maybe some seeds and burrs in there when you get out.
When you're operating the field, you can pick up some grass and stuff in there, but for the most part, it's a good way to allow you to configure the pack however you want to.
Do you know the cubes offhand? It's looking around 1,800 or so.
Yeah, it's about 2,000.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
About a 2,000 cube pack.
Yep.
And with a pack that small, you don't need a humongous suspension system. It seems like it's, well, does it have a back panel in it, a poly back panel?
Yeah, one thing we did is whenever someone buys like a 3-day style assault pack, you always hear the same thing, hey, don't forget to get the frame sheet for it. So what we did is we just went ahead and sewed in a frame sheet.
Perfect. And I don't ever see a need to remove that myself.
Right, once you put it in there, you're not taking it out.
No. It gives it some rigidity.
Yeah, I got a little bit of configuration here to allow for airflow and, you know, little kind of comfort zones there with the mesh padding.
All right, let's throw it up against my Camelback Explorer.
All right.
Which is an outstanding pack, not camouflage, of course. Same kind of suspension system. You got an airflow vent coming through here. Very similar, in fact. And I will tell you this, wearing that, very comfortable.
Sure.
So I would expect nothing less out of this.
Provisions, there's a channel that runs back behind here with the hook Velcro on it. And so if you want to add a waist belt, you can add a waist belt.
And remove it just as easily.
Yeah.
Okay. And the name of that pack again?
That's the Overlord.
Overlord. And it comes obviously in different colors.
Yeah, we do about 6 different colors, usually in stock too.
Sweet.
Not special order.
Go to the Blueforce site, you can see them all.
Yep.
All right. Can we go take a look at your 10-speed pouches? I'm stoked about those.
Let's look it up.
One reason I'm stoked about them is that they kind of fit so many different magazines.
Oh yeah, and not just magazines as well. I mean, you can put flashbangs, smokes, small radios, trauma dressings, those kinds of things in there.
Small pistols fit in there perfectly.
Sure.
We've been running those very successfully. I have noticed though, in the wear and tear, they do whiten up a little bit. How's the durability of that camo pattern from what you guys have seen?
Yeah, we see that a little bit with the printed ones, with the multicam and ACU, because the base color before we have it printed is this sand. And so, you know, with hard abuse wear, you might see a little bit of wear on the hard edges where the magazines are. But on the
solid colors?
Yeah, on the solid colors, you're not going to see that because it's a solution dyed Cordura base for this elastic, so the color's through and through. So when you actually see the wear on the printed ones, what you're seeing is it wearing down to this base color.
I still like the fact you did the multicam. Even if it does wear a little bit, I think that's ultra cool. Check this out, dudes. This is going to be a favorite so far in 2011 of Nutnfancy. Look at the attachment system, how high speed that is, how clean it is. There's no metal on it at all.
We did this specifically to keep the weight down.
Weight, baby.
And also easily repairable in the field should you have any issues. And again, just keeping it as flat and low profile as possible.
It's very flat. I'm very stoked about the Blueforce 10-speed pouch. Very stoked. Comes in all kinds of colors. I think tan, multicam, ATAX. It's probably not now.
Sometime this year, yeah.
Okay, you'll come out with it later on.
Yes, sometime in 2011 we'll have ATAX pattern 10-speed stuff available. Have you seen our Ssc pouch?
Talk to me, boss.
So this is a sensitive side exploitation pouch, really an extremely lightweight dump pouch, basically. But what it does is it rolls up compactly and stows in its own pouch, and then it just leaves this pull tab hanging. Because when you think about it, I mean, other than when you're shooting on the range, if you're actually out operationally, you don't really need a dump pouch constantly. It's just when you have the need to stow spare magazines or do prisoner searches or sensitive side exploitation. So when you do need that,
you may just want to be clean, so it's not snagging and grabbing crap.
Just give it a pull. It'll hold 5 or 6 magazines, and it weighs less than 2 ounces.
There again, we see what we're Blueforce paying attention to the weight issue. Outstanding. That's one thing I harp on constantly. And then you have a very high speed chest rig that's like the 10-speed. Which one is that? It comes in both the SCAR configuration, also M4.
Yeah, we're doing both the M4 and the SCAR Heavy, or SR25 and E762 mags.
Yeah, testing those as well. Do you have any of those hanging out?
Yeah, let me grab one over here.
Okay, cool.
So this is a prototype in ATAX material, so this isn't necessarily characteristic of how it's going to look in production.
Okay.
But this is the 10-speed chest rig configuration. Again, extremely lightweight. Only weighs about 8 ounces.
Love it.
And like the rest of the 10-speed line, you can stow M4 magazines, flashbangs, trauma dressings, Skittles, whatever.
Anything you can cram in there, and it retains it.
And retains it. Another feature I'd actually like to point out that most people don't catch is we also put a 2-inch band of hook Velcro in the chest rig. And this is so if you feel the need for added retention, you can purchase at Home Depot or something like that. You can purchase the sticky back hook Velcro, apply that to whatever object you want to retain, and then it just kind of captures it and gives you a source of secondary retention. Yep.
That's cool. How much is that offhand?
Offhand, it's about $80 MSRP.
Okay. What's the feedback you've gotten from your users on it?
Excellent. They love the lightweight, they love the durability, they love the flexibility of being able to put different items into the 10-speed stuff and not being pigeonholed into this pouch carries this pouch carries that, right. But the flexibility to do kind of whatever you want to with it.
Yeah, I love it.
You want to check out the armor carrier?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, our armor carrier is also new for this year. It's designed around the Army's ESAP plate system, so it's going to be size small, medium, large, XL. One feature of particular note that's unique about our plate carrier, we have our patent-pending chin saver strip here. And what this does is protects the user's face, neck, nose, head against plate impacts during things like airborne operations or an IED event or vehicle operations where the plate might get forced up rapidly into their head.
Nice.
Extremely lightweight. In the medium configuration, it's only going to weigh about a pound, as you see it here, empty, obviously without the plates and the armor in it. Rapidly configurable. These 6x6 plate pockets, you can pop these stays right here and remove the plate pockets to configure it as just a regular plate carrier. You can keep the 6x6 plates on, or we also have an armored cummerbund wrap so you can wear it like a full-on armor vest. The front flap, the cummerbund flap acts exactly as that, but it's also removable. And we plan on adding or offering like a 10-speed cummerbund flap, shot shell cummerbund flap, cool. So you can configure it without having to buy a whole new vest or use heavy MOLLE attachment strips.
Yeah, and show them the attachment, how solid that is underneath.
So it just uses...
It'll go on the backside
right,
here.
So it loops through, so once it's attached, it's not going anywhere.
It locks in. I've seen lately some vests, namely Condor, that had some issues with front side. I know that doesn't surprise you, does it? No comment.
No comment, sure.
All right. Oh, by the way, that 10-speed pouch, pistol configuration. And a couple points I want to make while we're here. That will hold all kinds of pistol magazines, guys. 1911s. It will also retain like a Keltec PF9 magazine. It's very versatile. And even in run and gun it does, at least from what I've tested so far. Additionally, if you get, do you have a SCAR one available handy on the peg? A SCAR 10-speed? Yeah. Let me show you this, guys. This is kind of cool. Even though this is made for the SCAR, it will hold an M4 mag with moderate retention, not ultimate retention. If you want ultimate retention for your M16 mag, you need to go with this one right here. But in run and gun, we have found that we can use that and transition from AK to M4 to Mini 14. I do all kinds of testing on all those platforms.
Sure.
And this single pouch will work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did the
pistol
same thing.
too.
I did the same thing with a class last week. I was actually running a Scar Heavy, but ran 1 drill or 2 drills with an M4 just to change it up for a second, just switched mags over and didn't change anything else.
With that same pouch?
Yeah, with the same pouch.
Word.
Like you said, not ideal retention, but it'll work.
It works. Yeah, and it's really ideally suited for a small 9mm, you know, like the Keltec or whatever you want to jam in there, a car. Sure. Nice. What's this down here?
This is our trauma kit. And what's unique about the Blueforce Gear trauma kit is that it's a truly one-handed kit. A lot of products out there, you have buckles, snaps, zippers, whatever. But this one, if you can even get a pinky finger around the pull tab, you can deploy the kit.
That's cool.
And then it deploys separately from the carrier, so that you don't have to roll the guy around on the ground trying to get to the contents of his medical kit.
That's nice. Lightweight too, I think, huh?
Yeah, lightweight. Designed around the contents of the Marine Corps and the Army's IFAC. Yeah. And so if you need to do a 1-for-1 swap of your contents, this will work. Or we also offer a basic trauma loadout for this one, packaged by H&H Associates.
I like it. In fact, there's actually not too much in the Blueforce line I don't like looking at it. The sling I haven't used yet. He demoed that. And then here's some gun cases over here, guys. I picked these gun cases up, and unlike a lot of versions, they're actually pretty light. Again, we see a Blueforce trend.
Like our packs, we line the inside of the case with loop fabric.
Cool.
And so with all these accessory pouches over here, check out your over here to your right there, Nutnfancy.
Yeah.
So all these accessory pouches.
This is the stuff you were referring to earlier. That you can slam in that pack now in this gun case.
So this is the denied area pattern 10-speed pouch. You got mags now.
And look how trim that is. There ain't no metal on it. No metal and no heavy fabrics that are like vinyl coated, adding weight. Weight, man. Some manufacturers are getting it, Steven. Some aren't. And I'm talking about the weight issue. That's becoming more of a bigger. I can't speak. A bigger factor with the troops out there.
Yeah, the guys we hear or get to talk to come back from Afghanistan, it's just they're preaching get the weight down, get the weight down, get the weight down. So
sounds familiar.
We like to listen to our customers. It's good for business.
Yeah, I mean, if you could shed 10 pounds off a combat load to a deployed troop, that's more mobility, it's more endurance, it's better fighting capability. What else you got, man? There's a lot of cool little things that we could show, but go to the Blueforce website if you want to see it.
Sure. We've covered the new. We got a new emitter pouch.
Okay.
I'll grab it. So this is new for this year. Part of the 10-speed line, it uses our proprietary elastic on the sides, so it's going to fit a wide range of radio. It's designed around the Thales emitter, but also worked with the Harris Falcon 3 and some of the other similarly sized radios. What's unique about ours, again, is that because the 10-speed elastic holds the radio in place, you pop this flap down to change your batteries out, so you're not having to pull the radio, your wire harness, your antenna harness, and everything else out just to change the batteries on the radio. You can do it on the fly just by dropping the bottom flap.
Outstanding.
You got doubled over elastic here. You can jam chem lights, batteries, whatever down the side pockets if you need some.
Sick. I'm thinking you have a lot more stuff coming out too. That as we watch Blueforce, you're going to have more pouches, more systems, answering the needs of troops.
Yeah, we're definitely going to continue to expand our line. We've been real fortunate. We've got a great customer base, good customers, and a lot of guys bringing us feedback directly from downrange to help us improve our products.
Outstanding. All right, man. For this booth review, look to the Nutnfancy project. We're going to give away some slings, Steve.
Yeah, you can get some slings.
Yeah, so we'll contact Blueforce with the winners of that. I think their stuff is awesome. And you know what? It's not like exorbitantly priced either.
It's a premium brand. It's 100% very compliant, entirely made in the USA, and priced accordingly. But I feel pretty competitive with other guys on the market, sure.
Blueforce, though, pretty much rocks. Made in the US. If you guys don't like the overseas stuff, here's a great option for you. Steven, great job.
Nutnfancy. Thanks.
Thanks, man. Got my flashlight in my mouth.
Appreciate it, man.
Good job. Thanks, Blueforce.
Thank you.
Nutnfancy out.